In August 2010, my wife and I, we were leading the single Spanish ministry in Boston. And I received a phone call from a brother in New Jersey saying that he recently visited the Nicaragua church and they didn't have any full staff leadership here. That really moved my heart because this is my home country, and we felt that it was a calling from God. We have a lot of challenges because we had jobs in the United States. My wife was 7 months pregnant, but we prayed a lot, we fasted a lot, and later on December in 2010, we decided to move here to Nicaragua to lead the church.
I'm Mike Towler. Hot News recently visited our churches in Central America and was amazed at all that God is doing. We began in Nicaragua, the largest country in Central America, but also the second poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. In this episode, we tell the tale of two couples, disciples who courageously left their lives of comfort behind for the sake of the gospel in Nicaragua. First up is Rudy and Mirna Andino. In 2010, they decided to leave everything behind in order to lead the church in Managua, Nicaragua, which didn't have leaders at the time. God was with them, and miracles followed their faith.
When we first moved from Boston, this is the place that Mirna and I we used to live. She was 7 months pregnant, and this is my sister's house, and this is the room that we used to live for 2 months. And this is where we used to sleep.
It has been over 2 years since we made the decision to move to Nicaragua. We have seen a lot of miracles from God.
We have seen the campus ministry growing from 0 to 10 disciples. We have seen also the teen ministry flourishing, and we have 6 new Bible talk leaders. We have seen the whole church growing together, growing in fellowship, and also fasting together. And we have seen how God has grown this church from 96 disciples to 151. And we are so excited to see what God is going to do in our future life. For God, all the glory.
In 2011, Steve and Sandy Jacoby were living in Florida, and in a 2-month span of time, Steve lost his job of 25 years, and then they discovered that their house was sitting on top of a sinkhole, meaning that they lost their home. Rather than moping or giving up, they figured that God had opened a door for them to use their time, money, and lives to serve the poor in Nicaragua. We're proud to say that their sacrifice was not in vain.
We took some time and invested in some training to learn how to teach English to adults. It's the best way that Nicaraguans can improve their level of income.
You know, we didn't come with hope, we didn't come with anything. We just figured we would just kind of find out where God's leading us. Then through a lot of prayer and persistence, we went to a hospital with burnt children, never really knowing what to make of that, and we have been so welcome to come and serve there. We spend lots of time there. There was one little boy in particular who was 6 years old who had actually been in the hospital for 30 days. We'd find out what was his favorite food and we would bring it to him, and you know, we would try to find ways to bring different toys to encourage him to do his physical therapy and so forth. And then 3 days after he left, he called us. Now he lives 3 hours away from us, but he called and said, "Sandy, when are you and Steve coming to visit and stay with my family?"
Another thing that we've had the opportunity to do is to come and spend time with kids and families in a very poor barrio here in Managua called Naciones Unidas. And every week, Sandy has a story time with young kids, you know, reading fairy tales and, you know, things that we've brought from the United States, in Spanish, of course. During that time, I have a time of tutoring math with young kids and with older kids, just trying to help them to really understand that well.
You know, we have really built good friendships, and we just are excited to see how God's going to use that to His glory.
Here at Hot News, we respect the faith of the Andinos and the Jacobys, who bravely denied themselves for Christ. And this is exactly the kind of faith and sacrifice we need as a movement of churches to help win this world for Christ. Here at Hot News, we hope that you are inspired to dream about how God can help you to powerfully use your gifts for Him anywhere on this planet. God bless. We'll see you back at the website.